it's an important question because
Yeah.
I think when most people think of FDA approval, like Matt said, they're thinking of a therapeutic, and that means something very different from a device or a diagnostic. In fact, I think it's technically FDA authorization in the device and diagnostic space, not approval. But CLIA, as far as I understand, really is about the laboratory methods used on the test. CLIA, I don't think, requires that you show the test actually works for something useful. Maybe I'm wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong there. So just because you're CLIA certified just means you've met certain laboratory standards. It doesn't mean that the test is useful for doing anything. That's where the FDA authorization, I think, would provide some value if that was the path somebody wanted to go down with these tests, because then you have to show from a data perspective, this is predictive for a certain outcome or can be used to improve health or improve patient outcome. But the other piece that's important here is, will these tests ever get to the point where they can be used in clinical trials to get FDA approvals for interventions? Because that's a different dimension where I think a lot of people see value to epigenetic biomarkers that are predictive for mortality or for health outcomes. But the holy grail would be if FDA was so confident in these tests, they would let you use an epigenetic test as a primary endpoint. You take your intervention, you show that it improves epigenetic age, Dunedin pace over a 6-month period. And with supporting additional evidence, that would be sufficient to get an approval. If we could actually take the science and develop it to the point where we could convince regulators that these tests are faithfully predicting future health outcomes for individuals.
And if we did want to go down an FDA approval route, we would actually be needing to name a disease, not necessarily aging. So like instead we focused on CLIA regulated, there's a consistency, there's all that, there's the technical stuff, and let's just publish all the results and people make their own decisions about whether it's useful or not.
You guys think FDA will ever recognize aging as a disease?
At the end of the day, what FDA cares about is that you can show quantitatively that you are improving quality or quantity of life for people and that the side effects don't outweigh the benefit. So it doesn't, to my mind, other than maybe from a policy perspective, it doesn't really matter if aging is considered a disease or not. It doesn't change what you have to show in a clinical trial if they consider aging a disease. I think that question is maybe more relevant for health insurance and payers, because if aging is considered a disease, then in principle, you might be able to get payers to cover medications to treat aging.